The cursed bloodline of the Demon Slayer Corps Supreme Commander, Ubuyashiki Family. The organization that exterminates demons, Demon Slayer Corps. When it comes to the Demon Slayer Corps, the amazing pillars tend to attract the most attention. But there are some other important aspects of it. It's none other than the family that controls the entire Demon Slayer Corps, the Ubuyashiki Family. Although they don't appear much in the main story, they are a unique and very important existence to the Demon Slayer Corps. However, not a lot of people know about them. So this time, I'd like to talk about the family tree, background, and secret stories of the Ubuyashiki family. I will thoroughly explain secret stories, thoughts, and episodes that have not been revealed about the mysterious Ubuyashiki family. So please watch the video until the end. Kagaya Ubuyashiki. He's the head of the Ubuyashiki family and the 97th leader of the Demon Slayer Corps. He's the supreme commander of the Demon Slayer Corps and an enemy of Muzan Kibutsuji. He looks mature and speaks very calmly, but he is surprisingly young and is only 23. The members of the Demon Slayer Corps call him oyakatasama, or master, and he calls them back as my children, including the elders. Kagaya is literally the opposite of Muzan, as he positively touched the hearts of the Demon Slayer Corps to bring them together. He also visits the graves of his fallen comrades who died in battle every day. Curse. However, Kagaya was born onto the same bloodline as Muzan. The medicine prescribed by a doctor in the Heian period turned Muzan into a demon, and the curse was inflicted on his family because they had birthed the original demon. As you can see from Kagaya's face, the curse affects their skin, which spreads to their bodies, and all the children of the family are cursed to die eventually as soon as they are born. Although their chances of living has increased by marrying someone from a Shinto priest's family, no one in the family has lived more than 30 years. If more than one boy was born into the family, all of the children die for some reason, and only the one boy is left. And girls will die of illness no matter how careful they are, unless they get married and change their surnames by the age of 13. And when the bloodline of the family was about to get eradicated, the priest said, "There's a demon of the same bloodline. Put your heart and soul into defeating him, then the family shall never cease." And with that, the Demon Slayer Corps got formed. Strengths. For a certain reason, the Ubuyashiki family is destined to live a short life due to the cursed illness passed from generation to generation. The current owner, Kagaya, is no exception. Kagaya, who loses his strength after swinging a sword for less than 10 times, actually has 2 special abilities. The first special ability is a soothing voice that eases the listener. It is called 1F Fluctuation. It is said that listening to 1F Fluctuation calms you down and gives a strange sense of bliss that soothes the listener. This could be the reason why everyone obeys Kagaya. In fact, the first time Tanjiro heard Kagaya's voice, Tanjiro found comfort in his calm, soothing voice. Foresight. And the other ability is Foresight. Foresight is the power to see the future. And from this ability to predict the future, Kagaya Ubuyashiki can predict a family crisis and a fortunate event. And this has even foreseen and planned for Muzan. By the way, this power has been handed down to the family, not only to Kagaya, but also his children. Next up, we have Amane Ubuyashiki. Looking at the Ubuyashiki family tree, the next person is Kagaya's wife, Amane Ubuyashiki. She's a 27-year-old wife who is 4 years older than her husband. And when Muichiro Tokito first met her, he thought she was a spirit of a birch tree because she was so beautiful. And she has 5 children with Kagaya: Kiriya, the only boy, and the only black-haired child. She also had 4 white-haired girls, namely Hinaki, Nichika, Kanata, and Kuina. They all look so similar that you could only tell them apart by their hair ornaments. Amane and Kaguya met 10 years ago. Amane was born into a Shinto priest family, and one day the head of the Ubuyashiki family, who had been cursed by Muzan for generations, and was able to live further by getting married to someone from a Shinto priest family. At that time, Kagaya was 13 years old and Amane was 17 years old, when they agreed to have the arranged marriage. And then, Kagaya told Amane, "If you don't like it, I'll refuse the arranged marriage." Amane got impressed by what Kagaya said and how he first thought of her rather than himself and decided to get married. Also, just as how their children are involved in the activities of the Demon Slayer Corps, she herself is actively involved in taking care of her husband, who is sick from the curse, visiting the descendants of the Demon Slayers, and conveying important information on behalf of Kagaya. Hinaki Ubuyashiki and Nichika Ubuyashiki. From now on, I would like to introduce the 4 sisters. One of them is Hinaki Ubuyashiki, the other one is Nichika Ubuyashiki. The sisters are identical to each other, so they cannot be distinguished except by the type and location of their hair ornaments. Hinaki has a ribbon ornament on the right, while Nichika has hers on the left. They are both 8 years old and they usually take care of their father, Kagaya, and attends to the pillar meeting with him. Kuina Ubuyashiki and Kanata Ubuyashiki. Kuina Ubuyashiki is 8 years old and wears a chrysanthemum hair ornament. And the other one is Kanata Ubuyashiki. She's also 8 years old and wears a wisteria hair ornament. Both Kuina and Kanata are mainly helping Kiriya. Kiriya Ubuyashiki. Kiriya Ubuyashiki is the only boy and only child with black hair. His first appearance was a guide to the final selection that Tanjiro was a part of. But at the time, many people thought he was a girl. The reason is, he was brought up as a girl until he was 13 because the curse inflicts illness on the boys of the Ubuyashiki family. End of the curse. In chapter 136, Kagaya, who had the ability Foresight, foresaw that Muzan will appear in the Ubuyashiki mansion, wanting to kill him. He took the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and decided to trigger a large amount of explosives at the moment Muzan arrives. Unfortunately, instead of killing Muzan, Amane, Nichika, and Hinaki, who were with Kaguya, were the ones who got killed. After that, the 8-year-old Kiriya became the 98th head of the family. He now lives as a boy and wore a haori as proof that he is the head. Even though he has just lost his father, mother, and sisters, he still has the strength to lead the Demon Slayer Corps as the commander. He even said, "Don't cry, let's not give up, we won't lose," to his sister, who was shedding tears over their lost family. After that, Kiriya headed to the final battle at Infinity Castle along with his younger sisters, Kanata and Kuina, and together they supported all of the Demon Slayers who were deployed there. And after defeating Muzan, he held the last pillar meeting in chapter 204 and thanked the only surviving pillars, Giyu and Sanemi, with the sisters, while the pillars replied with, "There's no need to thank us. The Demon Slayer Corps has existed to this day only through the efforts of the Ubuyashiki family. I'm sure all of the ancestors of the Ubuyashiki family, including your father, are proud of Kiriya's excellent performance of his duties." These were the words that made the children shed a lot of tears. In the last chapter, Muzan's death freed Kiriya from the curse, and he now lives a normal life and still remains alive up until the present. Here's my summary. This time, I thoroughly explained the family tree and the secret stories of the mysterious Ubuyashiki family. I'm surprised that Kagaya is only 23 years old, but it is cool to see him take on his fate and lead the pillars. Personally, I was moved by Kiriya, who is only 8 years old, but despite being so young, is so committed to avenging his father's death. So, which one do you like among the Ubuyashiki family? Please let me know which part of the video was your favorite in the comments. Thank you for making it at the end of this video. We will continue to showcase the charm of Kimetsu no Yaiba through ranking videos, commentaries, and the like, so please subscribe to the channel so you won't miss it. That being said, I will see you in the next video.